How fared you, Piccolo? What hidden gems did the streets of Uldal offer up to your unrelenting gaze? 1. A single Alamegan youth? Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Piccolo. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. Yay! And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. My first wave of recruitment is over, the documents signed, and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. Oh, what was that face for? You are concerned by the syndicate's involvement? As was I, thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Okay, that's valid. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea. Nice. If FCs do have to kick for inactivity, I'm okay with it as long as they welcome people back with open arms. Yeah. I feel like that's the best answer. The ships are so cool. Goodbye. See you later.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
Ooh.
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
That's a good answer.
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Uldar is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dahn law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
She's angry.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Oh. Oh.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
We're gonna kick his butt. That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat, but I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Piccolo. I am certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free of for other duties. Yay! Heretical harassment? Oh. Okay. Greetings, Piccolo. Alphinaud tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alphinaud to see that all is in readiness. So I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll as of late, and I wonder if Slaffborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there is aught he requires? Sure! Whee! Dun. Bye, we will alert. Oh, thanks for hanging out for so long. I appreciate that. Have a friggin' wonderful rest of your day or evening. Whee! Greetings. What can I do for you, Piccolo? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. Well, this is what happened. I barely noticed your recruits arrived. 'Twas barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer of aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. Oh, I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Slaffborn, the shipment. We couldn't. God's woman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort, but just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I'm sick. I believe they may have been heretics. They were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There is naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House Fortemps. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see if they are apprised of this development. Piccolo, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Fortemps? I'll be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. You got it. Thank you for understanding. I'm certain Lord Harshafont will be glad of your assistance. Harshafont. I know, heretics! Men's bigger than the Lala. What do you mean? Same size, same size. Greetings! Well, well, if it isn't my fine friend Piccolo Obo, would you care for a plate of roast caracul? Some mulled wine? Ooh, mulled wine. No? I see you have not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was in fact on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. How would you know? Yeah, something? That's what they have on Christmas Day.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, no, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurth's soil.
Kurthen.
Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts.
Ah,
It
French.
was in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her.
Oh!
Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait?
Absolutely. I have nothing better to
Alone's
do.
blessings be upon you. Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long.
Thanks.
Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Okay. Speak with Gillamont at Whitebrim. Gillamont. Piccolo, is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly. I am a man of action and need no honeyed words. It's a snowman. I'm like inside of the snowman. On the trail of a band thieving heretics, you say, by the fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess then, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly without warning and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims? As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a traitor was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail. Another Lala, sorry. That could aid you in your task. Okay. Ah. Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to White Brim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. 'Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Ah! Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived it all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. That's terrifying. Let's go get ourselves some heretics, shall we? Draw your weapon, foul. Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You are come seeking... No, that's a weird sentence. Heretics? Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced to cross one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine, and yet they are gone. Vanished like icy wraiths. Maybe they have flying mounts. That would make sense. Stop. I'm attracted. That's all it took. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff? Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. 'Twould be best were we to return to White Brim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillabone. Okay. Here we go. Piccolo, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily, I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. 'Twould be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Hauschiffant of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. Aye aye! Let's go! Hauschiffant. Hauschiffant. Is that... Is that it?
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
You know, it's funny. We never hear our voice. And so it seems as though we've gone through becoming some kind of big hero by only being talked to and not saying anything back. Just head nods.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the
Thank you,
highlands,
First.
that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate.
Yeah, right? Very good at pantomiming. It's closer to Orchfon, since you don't say the H in French. Ah, Orchfon. Orchfon. Huh. Thank you, merci. Of all the highlands, what did he say? The terrain was foreign regions, brutal, shifting climate. Okay, sorry. Missed that audio.
So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order.
They definitely don't skip leg day. Oh, Siobhan! Isn't that Irish?
Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma.
Do you have a voice in your head for Piccolo? Well, I picked an audio voice for her. So I have like that sound in my head. Here, I'll show you once we get out of this dialogue.
As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche.
Avalanche.
On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Oh, I love the way he said miserable. 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 You got it, dude. Piccolo! 'Tis good to see you return to the Toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Corthus? Hasforton is to send us a second shipment. I must send thanks to Lord Orchfon for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract even greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphinaud's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. The names got me, or get me. It took me forever to learn that it was Oranger and not Oranger. So you call your cat Definitious? Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. Oh, I love that first clone. Well, none of these really serve me, so we'll just go with that. No, it's not Oranger. It's Oranger. Wow. A Vinstar hat? Something else that serves me. Fergalicious, but the song continues naturally? Of course, of course. It only makes sense. Oh, I'm already here. What am I doing? Tataru's inside here. Bum, 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 bum. Tataru! Little cutie. These parchments need to be sorted in these documents. Why are they even here? Ugh, I'm sorely tempted to file the lot in my waste paper basket. A mood. Ah, Piccolo, you startled me. You wish to lend me a hand? Splendid! Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Alphinaud if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. You got it! Let's do the thing. Urianger. Urianger. Ooh, greetings! Those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself 'tis an investment in the future. Thus did I sign my name to the cause. Oh, that's a good way to look at it. Oh, I thought we were pointing at each other. Never mind, we were handing things over. These uniforms were a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for itself, there shall be wealth aplenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. That's a good way to look at it, my guy. Is there another one over here? Maybe up here? Aha! Oh, Laurentius. I thought it best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit that I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. Whee! Is there one up there or something? The scarlet garb marks me as a proud member of the Maelstrom, and a hardy defender of Limsa Lominsa. Yet in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm, and though this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Why, I thank you. Laws are either pure good or pure evil. There is no in between. I do kind of wish that, like in Fable 3, the decisions that you make, or that they would give you decisions to make in regards to, you know, the good of people, and it could make you either good or evil, how you're perceived. That'd be kind of cool. Little Alamigo could learn much from Revenant's Toll, that this town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation. I've never worn aught quite so voluminous. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth. You're gonna do great. This way? Oh wait, no, this way? Getting turned around. Huh? Oh, you're right here. Piccolo Obo! Gods, I did not expect to meet you strolling about town. The tales of your primal battles were what inspired me to come to Revenant's Toll. Ah! 'Tis an honor to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Aw. That's very nice. Everyone's so nice. They're too small for both to coexist in the same body. Are the other ones on walls, perhaps? Ah. Isildur has at last retired from the adventurer's life. Though I shall miss his wisdom and irrepressible spirit, I'm excited to forge my own path forwards. Well, we're happy to have you. Oh yes, the uniform, thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. Hello there, lass. Looking for me, was ye? I'd suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure as I'd hear it amongst all the bustle. Alright, one more. Oh-ho! Proper uniforms and all. This thing'll cut off the blood to me. I don't know. Not to worry, though. I'm sure she'll be fine after making a few adjustments. Well, I hope your head is fine. Where is this last one? Ah, there you are. I don't believe we've met. I'm Ilberd, and I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose to the calamity, and I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding their lives. That's nice. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. There is no easier method of creating a common bond among what is essentially a band of strangers. Perfect. Ah. Yes, Piccolo? Ah, Tataru mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you've now met the rest of the recruits? Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We are not yet an army, but there is much a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? 'Tis my hope that it shall be known across the breadth of Yorza. Yorzia. Oh my gosh. The moment of truth draws near, Piccolo. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement. Exciting.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one.
That's a cool name. Crystal Braves.
Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
Dang, they already know like formations and everything. Look at these champions. For the freedom of all.
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say,
Alphino!
Crystal
I've been
Brave
pronouncing the
Commander
D.
of you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Please, antecedent. The title is honorable.
I've been calling him
You
Alphanod.
shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were.
Alphino.
We are of the same purpose.
Yeah, figured that,
Let us join
Quiggleton.
hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready.
Look at my little potato just getting bigger and bigger. Everyone will know her name. Oh, Minfilia wants to talk.
I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions.
Indeed.
Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger.
Uh-oh.
My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party.
Okay.
It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation?
Oh, I didn't mean to click. I'm sorry, Minfilia.
I wonder. Have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans? Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelin silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Ah, that's whose that is. You dare rush, Minfilia. I didn't mean to. My fingy did the click. I went this one. Ooh, lens flare. Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. Whoa. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. Monka S. Ooh. Whoa! They look cool. He's got a devil and an angel on his shoulder. It's the organization. Adam Smalls. I think technically they're underwear. They're like hot pants. Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding, but it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. Problem of presence. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such time as a permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Asians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding the means by which we may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then of more current matters, in particular, the state of the Crystal Braves. Alpha No did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how you can be, independent to a fault and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Alphino has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer. Okay, I see what you're doing, Amphilia. I should be most grateful if you would go to him and support him in whatever manner you are able. You got it. What is it, Piccolo? And do be concise. I am rather busy. You would lend a hand, you say. I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Then Philia was right. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demands upon my time are such that I had little choice. Which is not to say that my men want for labor. Though we are but newly formed, there is already a great demand for our services, and we are hard-pressed to answer all petitions, but I digress. The fact is, I would sooner attend to this particular matter myself, but my presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I have entrusted its resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Ilberd. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with the I've never heard that term, furnish you, with the particulars. My thanks in advance, Piccolo. You got it! I am here to help. Hey, Thancred. What are y'all talking about? Greetings, Ilberd! Also, good morning, Warworld.
Hail to you, Scion.
How might we serve you?
Did you get that?
Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us?
Leveilleur.
These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own.
That's fair. Her face.
That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence.
Tell me. Secrets.
Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the Grand Companies. Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning.
Oh.
Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ. We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy. He was, however, certain that this Ivy had coiled itself around every part of the Immortal Flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the Ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge. But we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root. Now,
I guess she doesn't
much
say
as
anything
I would
back.
prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The Ivy must be rooted out now. We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the Ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway, and if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purposes by seeming prepared.
Ooh.
A simple enough task for a one-woman army like you.
A one-woman army. That's me. Good to see you again. Keep yawning.
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
She is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears.
Are they brothers?
But look at you. The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
They look very similar.
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
No, I guess they're just friends.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not?
I'm like, hey, down here.
Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention.
Ooh, shots fired.
As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanaland than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it. Then, with your mountain of prize money, you
My
bought
goodness.
the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
Ha! Spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. Next to her, I'm little more than a glorified butcher.
Balls. That's the term we need to be using now.
But you, Wilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company.
In this economy?
Anyway,
Not in this company.
I have tidings.
So there has been progress. I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all.
I can't hear them. Oh no. Secrets.
So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the monetarists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days, and drink to the future of our homeland.
Aww. A flagon of ale. Just a good old flagon.
Flame General. You wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Seum.
You got it.